Biggest city in Poland is Warsaw, but you knew that, right? But how about Katowice? Katowice is the biggest city in the Upper Silesia region. We went on a trip to look for old monuments and attractions. And guess what? We found plenty. For the architectural enthusiasts out there, we recommend visiting the Old Town. It's the perfect example of how to mix old architecture with the spirit of the youth. Buildings rich in history like the Silesian Theatre and the oldest church in Katowice, St. Mary's Church, are intertwined with colourful graffiti. Katowice is an amazingly vibrant city with plenty to offer for everyone.
It most certainly has. Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters 2018 here from the Spodek in Katowice. And you know what? That last matchup, man, I'm emotionally drained. I needed to lie down backstage. In fact, it gave me a fever. The only cure for a fever is more Counter-Strike, which is what we're about to have because we've got a $500,000 prize, but we've got that trophy down there. One of these teams is looking to be the 12th name on that trophy. This being the 12th iteration of the Intel Extreme Masters, and it's looking so far like it might be the best. Now, our second quarterfinal today here in the fabulous Spodek, in front of what I think is the best fans in esports, looks like it could be another barn stormer. The reason for that is they want the privilege of playing the 2016 champions Fnatic in the semi-final. And both these teams are looking pretty good. Both these teams in the past, you know, they've not lived up to what they could do. Here in Poland, it's looking like they might just do that. So let's bring out the first team here onto this massive stage, because what that last series proved to us is that Counter-Strike is skill, it's teamwork, and it's about mental strength when the pressure is on. Can these teams handle it? We're about to find out. Please welcome to the stage, Ninjas in Pajamas. NiP love that North American flavor. They are winners of Intel Extreme Masters West Coast 2 times on the bounce. They look great there. Can they do it against a North American team? Well, let's find out. Please welcome to the stage, Team Liquid. So Team Liquid are now enter the stage. It's NiP taking on Team Liquid. Everyone throw a little prayer up to the Counter-Strike gods. Let's have another 3-mapper, double overtimes. I want that. Poland, are you ready? They're ready, let's get it on. It's NiP taking on Team Liquid.
So many questions and answers will be provided today here in Katowice. Team Liquid, Nitro, Elige, Twists, Steel, and NAF. New additions as well, not forgetting the Brazilian flavor that is Steel, and of course more Canadian bacon being made with NAF and Twists in the roster. And on the other side of things, we still need answers to what this new NiP looks like. They have a combination of old and new, Get Right and Forest, of course, with now Rez, Draken, and the new in-game leader, the man on the mic, Dennis. I have a lot of questions, and I really do think this series will provide some answers.
Yeah, I think for NiP, for example, you look, they won Oakland against all odds in 2017, right? But what happened since that point? Nothing. And NiP was nowhere to be seen, really. So I think for them, result at this tournament does not really matter. I think they probably even exceeded expectations by making it into the playoffs. For them, it's figuring out the formula for this new lineup, how they can go back to consistently being at playoffs, consistently being a threat for lifting those trophies, because I'm sure that neither the org nor the players are satisfied with just winning an event every couple of months.
This is something that could make them dangerous, though, Yanko, is the sense that, sure, they don't have anything to lose. Like, they may have exceeded expectations. This is where they can come out swinging, right? They can throw anything they want at Liquid, a team who are also playing that chaotic version of Counter-Strike. And you said it before, I think we're going to get one of those back-and-forth games, right? It's not going to be like the same with the clutches and all that kind of crazy mayhem, but I think it's just going to be a brawl for the control of the economy. We're going to be seeing a lot of those pistol rounds, a lot of those force buys. It's going to be some action-packed highlight Counter-Strike coming at us.
Well, the Ninjas, and you talk about pistol rounds, they've certainly kind of managed to pick themselves up a little bit of a favor. We're not just blowing smoke when we say Dennis can change the pistol rounds on his own.
Oh, absolutely. He's one of the most skilled players around when it comes to the pistols, and especially in pistol round themselves, because obviously you have a lot of force buys, you just pick up a Deagle, an armor, or something along those lines. And it's one of those situations where you know that it's going to happen and you can't do much to stop it except pray. And now he's on a team with Forrest, who's another guy who's obviously notorious for his composure, especially in those pistol rounds with the USP. So NiP, a very dangerous team now when it comes to those pistol rounds.
Yeah, famous for his composure and his eyebrow. Forrest, of course. And Get Right, the two newer or older names that have been on the IEM's tour for quite some time.
And we already mentioned this in their game versus Order, right? That, Forrest and Get Right were champions in 2009 of IEM. And looking at some of the younger guys on Liquid as well, the likes of Twist was like 9 years old, when they lifted that trophy. So tremendous amount of experience on the side of NiP.
It is quite, it's an interesting story when you do kind of use that angle that some of these players, of course, were nowhere near the mouse and keyboard, or at least not competing when these guys were lifting trophies. But this is also a sign of how Counter-Strike's going. It's been around so long, we have a whole generation of new players.
Yeah, here's the thing, Alex. When I was playing, I was thinking, everyone's like, oh, if you get into your late 20s, you're probably done, right? You hit 25, your reflexes are on the way down. You're 30, you shouldn't be playing anymore at all. I think players like Forrest, Get Right, the guys in VP as well, Pasha and Neo are still going. They're showing you that it doesn't matter. You can be as old as you want and still be playing this game at the top level.
And it's time for the game to get underway. We appreciate your patience, but Katowice, let's do it all over again. Team Liquid will be taking on the Ninjas in pajamas, and we start with Overpass. Lauren, Jason, have fun with us.
Thank you so much, guys, on the desk. It is time to jump into the action. No more messing around, no more walk-ins on stage. We want some action, and we're gonna get it, Jason.
Yeah, we really are. This should be a very, very good opening map here. NiP gonna lead the way aggressively. NAF is here. One of the best players on Team Liquid throughout this event. He's going to turn the corner in the air. Get Right gets the jump on him. Can't complete the kill. It takes a lot of bullets in Elige now. He's got to hold strong at the door. Oh. Even he's missing shots. And the path to the B bomb site is wide open.
This is incredibly tricky now for Liquid. They've got Nitro and Twist kind of out of spot. Bomb being planted. After plant positions up for grabs, and Drake. Ooh, this is a play back in though. Twist and Steel find kills out of what seems like nowhere. And this 3v3 suddenly gets a little challenging.
And Nitro heard these footsteps from Drake, and that's going to be an easy one. All of a sudden, 3 different directions. Rez barely holding on, taking shots at Steel from above, and Nitro coming in now. They have to find these kills. There is a kit on Steel. It's possible. They can use time, and Nitro's looking the wrong way. He's got to find this on Rez, and he does. Now spinning around. They need to get the defuse, and down to no HP. He's got to pick up the kit. Dennis, who else with a triple kill?
Bear in mind here, the NiP side have been forged in the fires of Katowice. Forrest, Get Right, they lost against Virtus.pro in those infamous finals.
Yes.
Dennis on LGB, they've all felt the force of this crowd against them, but it feels like maybe this time they're on their side here. The crowd are seeming to back up the NiP boys, but Liquid, they can shake that off. We'll see if they can keep this one bounding back now. Into the second round, NiP leading thus far. Couple of rifles, couple of SMGs, trying to make that money.
Trying to take the win back is going to be Nitro. Clean headshot with the scout. Early 5-on-4. You also have Elige aggressive on his own towards long, but he doesn't need to peek too deep because they have the advantage. Drake can keeping an eye on this.
Tentative moments for Forrest there. Nitro on the prowl, gonna back off from this one. Fall back a little. any shots that he hits, any damage he does is excellent. It plays really well into those CZs. It really pushes them forward.
Liquid's really spread out at the moment. They're trying to find a straggler, trying to find someone from NiP who kind of loses track. Naf getting aggressive. This is huge. He's going to hear these footsteps as well. He can start calling for the rotations. Elysian, Nitro still haven't moved. They're far away. Twist needs to get this kill, and he does. Get Right can't find it. It slows down with that smoke in the choke point as well.
And Twist recovers the gun. That's pretty big, and you can see NiP now being herded in towards this B's site. There's still plenty of opportunity available to them. Rifle's still up on deck. Dennis has one, and Naf, the timing here. Did Forrest catch a glimpse? It looks like he did, but it doesn't matter. Naf around the side, and Dennis here trying to keep it together for NiP, and he's doing very well at that. It looked like a bit of a disaster was about to build, but with the bomb plant, it's all back looking pretty even footing here. But Liquid do have 3 players, and Draken, I'm not sure if he spotted out the player jumping in, then it is Elysian. The spray comes in, and Draken gets it. 2v2 now. What else can they find? They've spotted out 1. Dennis does get tagged, but Draken is there to try and support. As you can see the shots coming in, NiP being severely pressured, but this is all to play up. NiP, he's now removed, and it's NiP with a second. A tough test there, though. It looks like Liquid are coming out, and they're going to take every fight they can.
Yeah, that was really good from Team Liquid, but equally good, if not better, from Dennis on the NiP side of things. Really holding on and clawing NiP back into that round. Once they take it over, once he gets those 2 kills, they put the smoke in behind him. They have a great opportunity. Even with tags from the scouts coming in, Liquid can't complete the kills. That's going to put NiP on notice. They had a couple very curious losses in duels in that round. 2-0 for them, and this time it should be easier. Liquid should stay back onto just the standard default pistols, the USPs, the P2000s. A couple MAC-10s on the T side as well to regain some of that lost economy.
Back in we go. Technical issues resolved. It was just, I think, a headset problem or 2, but that's all pushed aside here as NiP look to continue this forward and try and stabilize a bit. It still feels like those early morning jitters are being worked through and just getting your mindset right, because Liquid are really pressuring early, and Naf again on the verge of doing something dirty. He does the damage towards Rez, but Get Right pulls it back. It's a 1-for-1, but again, Liquid need to be continually pressuring these guys, and they're certainly doing that.
Certainly are. See what they're able to do with all of this. Smoke in towards bathrooms. Still peering from far away. Nothing spotted from NiP. They're being cautious across this map, moving up through the bathrooms. There's going to be a flank. Steel doesn't like sitting around and waiting, and we saw Naf with the flank earlier. Get Right checking it. Always aware. All that experience. Something told him Steel was coming from behind, and now it's onto this defense at the A bomb. So there's only 2 players here for the moment.
Twist could be some fun, depending on the timing if they do consider these options. Elise strikes, that's big again, working down NiP. These are costly rounds, and considering Dennis was integral in the one before, him getting damage done is worrying, and Forrest taking a lot of fire damage then.
Oh, this position is beautiful. There's one. And Dennis, he gets back into the door. He doesn't have the HP for this fight. Twist has the angle, and it's too strong. Dennis needs to be careful. His teammate coming back to him now. And he fools Twist, baits him out into the open, but the rotation from the remaining Liquid players is on, and they're slowing down. They're actually going to use the Molotovs into the choke points. That's going to allow Liquid to get here, but it blocks them from actually getting into the fight.
Excellent flashes to hinder them for a second or 2, but Dennis so low, Forrest with a MAC-10. This has to be absolutely perfect, and with only 7 seconds, Forrest keeps Nitro at bay, but it's still a Liege. 13 HP, and he's looking for something quick here, and can he get an upgrade out of this one? He has got himself the rifle. I think it's time to try and keep hold of this. Liquid have been really chipping away at NiP here.
Yeah, but they fully invested back into this round, which is going to be really tough for them. So it's going to be a late save when that 3rd round comes in. Or excuse me, the 4th round comes in. That AK will be essentially all they have. Really nice job by NiP. Again, a big test where they face a lot of danger in this round. Keep in mind, this map, these 2 teams played it back at Summit. It was a 16-14 victory for Team Liquid, so coming all the way down to the edge. An event that Team Liquid eventually won for their first championship.
And for Liquid, obviously, people look at that event and they don't give it the prestige that maybe they deserved off the back of it. They're a team that have been really starting to build and pushing results. This, as said, is the big proving point for them. On a big stage, big crowd, big pressure.
Yeah.
If they can deliver big results, then you can't not take them seriously. This just goes, all right, they are 100% here.
And they know that as well. This is a team with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. They feel like some of their more high-profile victories over the stronger teams have gone with too little credit. You know, the questions about Summit and how, you know, the prestigious the event is, their win over FaZe to get 3rd place and a 3rd, 4th place runoff. They feel like people really haven't given them the credit they deserve. This would go a long way if they're able to add another solid performance here at IEM Katowice. NiP's already into the B bomb site. This is going to be an easier win for them. 3 MAC-10s on the board. They are really trying to recoup some of these losses.
Yeah, the money has been pretty much back and forth the whole way, hasn't it? That one's been pretty up in the air, but on the other side, they've had to kind of back away from those big investments. They still have a couple of CZs up, and they do have that rifle on a Liege from the round prior, but at the moment, Dennis is just the gatekeeper of any sort of damage being done here. He's pretty aware this is a very likely possibility. He had the little exchange at the start and then fell off it as soon as the information was made. And for now, see who makes the money off of this one.
Dennis is going to have to be stellar for NiP if they want to upset in this series. There's Forrest and Rez claiming some. Liege with that AK-47 getting involved. He's got to be careful. Priority number 1 is saving that, and he might not be able to. Steel helps him out with that kill. And he is going to keep it. So 4-0. We're going to get that first gun round coming in here on round 5, as you could start to hear some of the NiP chants ring out around the Spodek.
Because they know this is the round that matters as well. NiP back on the buy, but as are Liquid. Both teams can now put up that big mark. Say, all right, that back and forth, the scrap at the start, move it along. This is where it begins. All out for Nitro, so that's an interesting one. And Draken on the other side as well. Wonder who'll get the first blood here, as it looks like NiP taking a little bit of a lean towards A, but it's Liege pushing forward with Nitro. And Liege, actually, I say, pushing very far forward here. Gonna hold for now and see if he sees anything, but NiP hit the brakes as well.
From what I've seen from Team Liquid on this map, they do like to be aggressive like that. You're going to see more rounds of Liege pushing up early on. He does choose to fall back this time, doesn't commit a whole lot. Nitro with that AWP still peering out towards long, and NiP cautious, allowing Get Right to play at this B bomb site. Their fallback plan as Dennis and Drake can clear out the staircase.
Looking at this one, Twist, Steel, NAF. All eyes trained on possibilities of what could be building as we wait. We can see Get Right gets denied massively by NAF. That's a huge scalp to claim. That's your big lurking element removed from this. Now NiP kind of speed up the pace, maybe quicken a little, but not sure what they're going to go for here. Steel's already been unleashed. Forrest recovers the bomb, but Dennis is the one going forward. But Alicia isn't backing off either. He's up for the task on this, using the smoke to try and gain some ground. And that nade right to the face, but Rez still goes in. NAF and Alicia completely shut down this round so far. It's on Draken, who really has no step in this, and Steel, while this all begins, starts to close in.
Now, Alicia is going to love being aggressive in the mid-rounds. Those were beautiful kills. Drake in the last one alive. He's getting flanked out as well. 25 seconds left for Liquid to find this kill, and they want this scalp. They want to take the AWP away, force it into a rebuy. NiP's going to have to contend with that a lot. Alicia's very good at playing the bathroom's position, and oh, he recovers! Parkour.
All right, Draken. Let's see if that magic can continue. No, Alicia will take it away from them in the end, and that was a big performance between Alicia and NAF, and those two are nice names to see coming forward, especially NAF as well. This guy is starting to show real strength. That first kill came in, and then he found Dennis as well. So, I mean, big stuff from him, and Alicia feeling confident as well, pushing up, playing the smoke, not just going to be passive in this.
Perhaps a misstep even from NiP to not even consider that there could have been aggression behind that smoke. Either way, they'll have to be more cautious of that.
Did feel like they put a nade to it, but just for the sake of doing it,
Yes,
rather than actually expecting there to be a player there on the other side. Now, the purchase coming back in for NiP, certainly not quite as robust as before, but still with plenty of potential as Alicia. He's still up for the task. This time going to get tested on a little earlier, but he's feeling it now. He can see those flashes, he can hear them going. NiP getting early ground gained up on long here.
With all that pressure, Alicia, he gets a different angle. Spots went out towards long. That's going to cause Nitro to fall back with the AWP as well. So retreating as a unit, they're going to be able to get back into the A bomb site as NiP with that kind of fast-paced pressure up long. Set off the alarms early. Molotov to slow things down, and Alicia is going to remain in the area. Once again, Get Right just lurking towards that B bomb site. Playing it a bit differently, this time not in short sewers, not peering up into the site. He got picked off last round by NAF. And Nitro wants to toy with the smoke. That's going to be dangerous. The flick doesn't land. They want to push up and try and punish it, and they do. And Rez surely going to spot Elige out. That's an easy kill. It's just NiP here.
Excellent springboard effect there. NiP, as soon as they get a little bit of a, blood in the water, they go for it, and now the build-up begins. NiP step towards the side, but NiP can only find one. That's only Dennis gone. The others are there, ready to continue, as Twist and Steel desperately try and get there in time, but bomb is planted, and NiP can start really setting up those walls. The defenses start to build as they do test the waters, but I feel as though no one's going to feed into this, and they're going to be looking for ways out.
Yeah, they got to abandon ship right now and start saving the weapons. GetRight has just been eternally patient. He has not moved due to the success of his team in that hit, and at the moment he's just kind of boxed them in towards this B bomb site. So if NiP wants to hunt these guns down, they know exactly where Team Liquid is. Four is starting to come towards the door, but that's going to be gut-wrenching. That's going to force Team Liquid. They don't have a whole lot of money. Elige will be able to buy back up into it. NiP may be able to get something. I imagine with the 2 rifles saved, they'll be able to have at least 3. They'll buy some SMGs, some upgraded pistols, and they'll contend for this next round as well.
5-1 to NiP. Scoreline maybe not reflecting how close some of these rounds have been, but the turning event here is massive. First coming in from Forest after Nitro took a bit of an advanced stance. He tries to make a play happen for himself, and then instantly the cards fall. But for now, good purchase, of course, for NiP. And we want to look at the other side. What can Liquid forge together into this round?
Yeah, 2 FAMAS isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not bad. NiP has one of them. Nitro on the other, so no AWP out. First time we'll see that for Team Liquid, not in a gun round. They're going to push up towards long. Elige is going to be nearby, and they're going to swing the corner. Flashbang doesn't affect Rez, but he loses the fight anyways. Dennis and Forrest to chime in. Long range, this is the fights they want. This is the fights they like, and Dennis gets 2.
Yeah, Dennis getting going to a big start as GetRight now tries to apply a little bit more of presence towards the other side, but it's actually Draken to get Steel, and now he wants to get another. Actually getting a little bit outplayed there by Twist, who can readjust. Elige denies Dennis, and this all kind of becomes a bit problematic here. Draken desperate to stay dominant, hold the angles, keep this safe, allow Forrest through, and Twist has none of it. It's a 1v2 for Forrest with 1 minute on the board. Bomb to be planted, Elige is en route. And Molotov holding them off for now, but Forrest has to dig deep here. Flash goes in, Elige draws closer, and I don't think Forrest saw that, so for now, he has to wait. He has no idea what's around the corner, and it's Elige. And it will be Liquid getting an integral round back on the board.
They really needed that to bounce into this. A save at this point would have been so disastrous for the CT side, so they barely hold on. NiP, though, can still fight for more with that bomb plan especially. The extra $800 is going to help out very much. They've got 4 players who can invest very well into AK-47s and the ops. These are good return kills from Dennis, but it is Twist again towards that B bomb site for Team Liquid. He's going to have to be such a rock for this American side, this North American side. A young star in his own making, as he's come up with the likes of Elige and even NiP now.
North American CS certainly looking better and better these days, really starting to push the higher echelons.
You do love to see it.
Do we?
Really, it's about time.
Forrest, though, the first one to try and get some ground. But for now, it really is a nice show from Liquid in these rounds. Individually, we're seeing a lot of work coming through from them, but of course, NiP still up in advance. But a quick hit coming through by Monster. Twist and Steel this time going to be put to task. It's Steel already to find Dennis, who's been deadly thus far. Steel tries to swing on the third, but GetRight is there quicker. But Twist by the barrels has not been moved, and support is there so fast. Look at NiP instantly boxing in these last players for NiP.
Oh, I didn't see it, but that flashbang is perfect. Bails Elige out. It was designed though, so maybe almost just missed time, but that's a very awkward crossfire for NiP to hit into. It's not what you'd expect. Normally you're expecting the Toxic Barrels player to be watching towards Monster Tunnel. Instead it was the player towards Catwalk. They had each other's backs and they shut things down. The first bullet accuracy of Team Liquid players, Elige, Twist, is so good. These are guys that need to have flashbangs in their face. They love taking those fights and they're gonna win them pretty frequently.
They forced NiP to yield for now. The money's now kind of been pushed all the way back. A couple of upgraded pistols, but this should be nice free farm, and maybe not. Dennis, even on the Glock, apparently is still terrifying. Maybe Steel wants to have a go at it instead. No, what? Forrest finding Steel? You don't want to start getting complacent, Liquid. You know what this means. Don't open that window. Don't let NiP back into this. You started to build back through yourselves, but down to 3, there's no armor on NiP. They have recovered a rifle, but they're still pretty low HP as well. So Nitro's actually been walked around. This is great positioning.
No, but Drake and NiP have a big decision to make. It looks like they're going to flank around towards that B bomb site because Dennis and Force are nowhere near. They can't really help him out. They're going to use his flank to try and find Twist. Now, it is a Glock, so essentially Draken's going to try and spot him out, pass the information along, but you want Dennis with the M4 or Force with the P250, even though they have low HP, those are the guys you want taking the actual fight itself. But Elige is reading this. Great kill from him, pushing up himself. And he should know Forrest is nearby, gonna check all the corners, aware of it all, and Draken alone. It's gonna be, oh, you love this.
For the crowd, bomb goes in, Draken does get himself the AWP. Let's see if he's got that prowess, that firepower, that style that we all love to see. Maybe the movement's not quite there yet, but look at this. Can he catch someone out here? Both players working their way back through, Twist and Elige. Steps will have been heard here from Draken. Position's going to be checked on pretty soon. Bomb continues to tick. Will they expect it? Will they predict it? It is indeed counted on. Twist, not going to let it get away from them. And even with the plant and the good movement and the good positioning, and hell, a very sharp knife, it will be going Liquid's way. They are back right at the door of NiP now.
Little smile on his face as he gets the extra cash, the insult onto Nitro. And in a different world, he could have, maybe a second earlier to grab some of those angles, could have turned that into a one-on-one, and who knows what happens from there. Yep. But either way, great job from Team Liquid. Smoke on the bomb, check all the flanks. They find him in the end, 5-4. Liquid's still fighting for this, and because of some of those losses, they still don't have a great economy. Big round here for them if they want to hold on the defense. NiP can send their money into shambles with a win here. Back onto pistols, they would have to go. Molotov's out, and Rez, Draken, and Force all being very aware. There's been plenty of aggression for Team Liquid out towards the fountain. They don't want to get caught off guard by it this time. Great kill from Get Right. One of the few early wins he's had, but it's traded right back. He's done decent damage on a Twist. That's a good start, though, for NiP.
Yeah, first time it feels like it's been an even kind of back and forth with at least them walking away with an advantage from it. You know, Get Right has been getting positions, but often found and pressured very early on. And here we go. It looks like a bit of a adjustment off the back as NiP consider their options, and maybe the first time feeling confident in being able to do this. But we saw how well NAF and Twist were able to shut this down last time it went around. Maybe there'll be a bit of a difference here. NAF waiting. If anyone comes through, he can support Twist, who's just at the very back tucked in, but it's Rez this time to go for it. But Draken takes down his own teammate, so that was quite a lot of damage done against NiP to this 2v2. But the bomb will be planted uncontested as Elige and Nitro are still quite far away.
They never moved from that long push, and they never felt any pressure. Elige, this has to be a quick kill from him, turning away at the moment, jumping over so he can't be seen. Forrest is aware that a flank might be coming in. Actually, so is Dennis. They might have the indication. Dennis holding the angle. This is going to be a big peek. He looks the wrong way at the wrong time. There's the barrel showing. No one looks left. And Liquid, Elige now in a 1-on-2. He's got to push the pace. This is big for him. Dennis right around the pillar. And Elige's not going to be able to find it. Molotov out. Dennis still not peeking whatsoever. And I think he wants to get the AWP and just bail out. That's a great hold from NiP. The positioning from Liquid out towards long didn't do anything and actually kept them from a chance at winning this round.
Yeah, first time we've seen that really defined beginning for NiP. Get Right getting the first, getting good damage on the second, and then breaking down the two big heavy hitters at B.
Obviously a great pink over towards Twist, who is at that corner. And Steel can't do too much after that. One AWP that's brought into the next round, passed over to Nitro, and they are actually going to buy up around it. They don't want to save too much. 2 CZs, an MP9, an M4, and Elige. So you obviously want to put Nitro and Elige in position to find some opening kills. Looks like Elige going to go in towards the staircase. There is a boost over as well to watch for this Molotov. Down Drake and jumping through, can't win the fight. Elige is brought low.
If they'd won that, you saw how vacant that A site was. That would have been a huge scalp to claim, but for now, it all gets kind of pulled back, reset to a degree, excluding the fact that NAF is still here. A little bit of a new look to it. We saw aggression like this in the early rounds, but not now. But I'm wondering if NiP are curious about what these guys are up to. If there has been aggression, Dennis there, the one to test. He opens it. What? They don't expect it, and NAF absolute brilliance from him. The timing, excellent, and completely unawares. NiP are being torn apart by CZs.
Yeah, aggression pushing everywhere. NAF making a huge play. He's been such a difference, and things like this are why. So unexpected for that door to open up and him to push through. And NiP gets torn apart. There's Get Right for the peak. NAF going for his 3rd kill in the round, but he's going to give it up with low HP. Get Right in Rez, and Rez has so much to do, but NAF shuts him down, eternally aware. Get Right left in a 1 versus 5, although there are some severely damaged Team Liquid players.
So little map control and awareness now. NiP, or should I say Get Right, having to really work around this. The bomb in such a bad spot too. It sounds like the kettles are starting to boil. Get Right there. He's got such a tough task ahead, and there it is. Just gives it up to the Flames. Down he goes. And a great round from NAF.
Rather anticlimactic there from Get Right. Trying to time things as he falls down. Such low HP, not a whole chance for him to do too much. What a great play from NAF, though, pushing through, knows they won't expect it. And that second kill on Forrest, yeah, that's unlucky for Forrest, obviously.
Look at the purges coming in here for NiP. They have been bullied in this one. It looks like Team Liquid are right on the verge of pulling this back all even and making it look much better than it was before. Nitro, though, not relenting. He's going to push up. Elige and NAF going to do somewhat similar. And it looks like they're aware there's aggression, but they're not afraid to take the fight. And Elige spraying in, bit of a back and forth, but he comes out worse in this fight. 8 HP left. He's going to have to fall off, and NiP are really picking up the pace here.
Oh, Dennis looked like he was going to turn the corner, go out towards long, but he's trying to grab the angle so they can't fall back. He's only got a deagle, and Elige only has 8 HP. There's Molotov down, so they can't quite turn the corner. But Nitro needs to take the fight with the AWP, and he's dinked up. There's low HP on 2 players. Elige goes down, and Nitro the next up. He does eventually switch over to the M4 and find some way to stabilize into the site, but it's hectic, it's craziness in here, and Steel needs to try and hold the line for Team Liquid, and he's just barely doing it. Lock towards long, they line up, but he can only get 1. Twist here now, and Draken with the, misses the shot. It's a chance for Twist, and there's the shot from Draken!
Almost no HP, and he takes that fight. It looked like Liquid in the madness would come through the victor, kind of thriving in that completely hectic environment, but no, NiP keep their heads in and around where they had, deagles, a couple of bits and pieces. They made it work. That shot as well. Woof.
Twist is going to be heartbroken on that one. It felt like he had it, but NiP with the deagles, they catch Team Liquid in a bit of an awkward rotation from that mid-aggression. Nitro went out towards long with the team. No one actually at the A bomb site. No one able to slow down Dennis. Even though he only gets 1 kill. Oh, there's actually Steel getting picked off, and NAF actually burns down low as well. We'll see if he can do it again. He's going to swing wide and Get Right. Teaches him a lesson.
Finally being able to shut him down, though. It looks like NAF, when he was able to get those aggressive positions, was really able to make it hurt. Elige tries to catch someone off, make a play for himself, and Rez very well aware. And it looks like Get Right's read this situation quite nicely. He has Twist put to bed as it's just Nitro now, and NiP being definitely really pushed to their limits here, but at the moment, controlling the situation well. This could be their 8th on the board.
Team Liquid's been so aggressive on this CT side, and they actually haven't gotten a whole lot to show for it. They haven't gotten a whole lot of picks. Some of these flanks haven't really worked out to win them rounds. And NiP starting to catch on to it. 7-5. Oh, that's a nice one tap from Nitro, and he's going to come out. He can almost win this fight as well. You know exactly where he is, spamming through. We'll see what he can make from this. You might as well just get highly aggressive, and that smoke is going to calm him down.
Felt like Nitro didn't know when he was done. He still did damage to Drake in there, but it was the young Orpa to put his foot down. 2 kills for him building into this matchup. But looking at the scoreline now, is NiP starting to push that lead a little further. The money's going to be in question now for Liquid too. It's not in a good position now.
They've got to save for the last round. You want to get up towards 6, so not really a whole lot you can bring into this. NiP has done a phenomenal job recovering in some of these scenarios, keeping the money low and always in question for Team Liquid throughout this half. Here's a stack, flashbang on Nitro, gonna pop it up over towards the fountain when they hear footsteps. We'll see if they ever get there. You want it to come soon. Forrest is about to turn the corner and just put this to rest. Actually, no, he misses his shots.
I think he just fell in the grave himself. Rez up for the challenge though, gonna find Elige, and NAF is responding kind, try and get in there while he can, but it's Steel to do some work, but in the end, it was Rez keeping control of the situation, keeping Liquid down, not allowing it to build. Speaking of build, the crowd's starting to warm up a bit here, seeing NiP pushing themselves in the lead at 9-5, really starting to dominate. But we do see that good purchase at least coming in for Liquid, because it felt like they've been kind of broken a hell of a lot of the times here.
I like that Nitro has chosen to stay on the M4. He's had the AWP a number of rounds, and it hasn't really yielded results. He hasn't really gotten a whole lot of picks for it, despite some of the aggression. It's actually been an awkward weapon to use in certain situations. They're going to get aggressive again, this time down towards Danger Stairs. Get Right's here. Fast play towards the B-bomb site. Twist and steal. They're starting to hear the footsteps, but it's the AWP. And if they're not ready for that, it could pick them right off and open this up.
See the Molotovs just trying to force them around the site itself, and the shot is coming through from the AWP, but it's Get Right and Rez getting into the site here, and the support is so perfect. But Elige not going to know when he's done, but Forrest swings it back in NiP's favor into a 4v2. Bomb planted, Nitro and NAF still fighting the good fight for the North American side, bringing it to this very even situation. Flashes, Molotov, smokes still available. The final push coming in now. NAF gonna start leading the way. Great work towards Dennis, but it's Draken in the 1v1. He knows where he is. He's taken aback the flash to force him away. He readjusts, he waits. Oh, and he strikes well. NiP closing out the half with some dominant form.
Yes, that is phenomenal from NiP, and Team Liquid that time on the B defense did not expect the pace of that attack.
We'll be finding out how well that goes down in the second half. If things continue looking like NiP are on form, of maybe Liquid can turn this around. NiP leading on the half, 10-5, but with Liquid switching sides, they need to bring the tempo. They need to up the pace here, and they get the chance to do just that. Yeah, really impressive stuff from NiP. Team Liquid, though, has been one of the better teams in terms of their T-side's decision-making strategically. They've been very oppressive throughout 2018, so still a big test here for the Ninjas. Draken having a good half, you could see up there, including that big clutch, that 1v1 twist in that A-bomb site.
Nicely done from the op, and certainly you have to say the op presence for NiP was much stronger than it was for Team Liquid in that first half.
There are a lot of questions still about that Liquid kind of approach to AWPing, right? It's the untested theory, and I think going forward we'll see if that hinder or helps them. But we are back in this now on the T side. It will be Liquid, and standing against them, of course, NiP. Looking rough and ready for this, but a quick pace coming out from Liquid here.
Oh God, Nitro had all the utility, and Rez just swings out. He's the only one at this B bomb site. What a bold play from him, but he's not ready for them to be up. Oh, what a great reaction! Rez still trying to live, but Naf does take him down, but he's done so much. Twist needs to hold on, and a flank is gonna come in. The question is Liquid ready?
We're gonna find out now. Naf gets pushed aside. It's Dennis pushing back in. Elige didn't get the bomb down in time. He's trying to back away, playing the man to his side. Twist, but no, he's up for the task himself. And there's the support coming through. It's on Forest in the 1v1. He spots out the final player. Twist, though! Takes the fight and he wins it.
The young star versus the old star in a 1 versus 1 to win that round. That was so intense. That's a great shot from Rez, and he almost does enough here. He's definitely going to go down at this point. It's just how many more can he add on? And he did so much for NiP to allow that flank to come to fruition, and Elige has to get off the bomb, which, by the way, is a great split-second decision once he realizes that he does not have the safety to get that bomb planted, and he realizes fighting is the only way out of that round. Incredible recoveries from both teams. But it is going to be Liquid. Both teams take the offensive pistol round.
Good to see that window of opportunity now back, real open for Liquid to close that scoreline up, almost off the back of it. Timeout is called though, time to talk, time to consider their options going forward.
This is where you just talk things over, Team Liquid, and just make sure that if you lose this round now, that is so crushing after you've just won pistol. That's your best avenue to get back into this game. You know you're going to be facing up against some Deagles, perhaps some CZs, and it's just a question of how you kind of figure out what's being purchased. It's 5 Deagles for NiP. They've got armor, some of them full armor as well.
It's a big investment.
It really is a huge investment. Only Get Right really staying off. Likely to drop an AWP over to a teammate in that 4th round.
And Liquid could feel this out. They've actually got no players going towards A long for now. Everything's looking like it's going towards that B side. 3 towards Monster, 2 towards Underpass. They're going through the motions, and they're being very meticulous about this.
Makes sense for NiP. Put the Deagles here. There's a lot of long range that maybe you can get one of those headshots from. You can get some tags to the body. There's also plenty of crossfire set up over towards bathrooms. And if they go to the B bomb site, you just save all of this for the next round. You don't have to worry about trying to retake whatsoever. And I imagine that's what we'll see. Dennis over at B just spotting things out. If somehow he gets like 2 insane headshots, maybe they actually go for it. But now that he sees the smokes and the choke points, I think he's just going to run away. Actually, all of NiP now rotating back. They might actually want to fight for this, and that Molotov is going to force Dennis into the open. That's a brilliant shot onto Steel, and he's got a great angle to help build a staging area for NiP.
Dennis can be the judge and the jury on this, and hell, the executioner too. Spamming out a little bit, not going to get much play off the back of it. Liquid just try and stay stoic in this moment for Dennis. He finds another, that's 2 now down, but can they find any more, or is this where the story ends in this round? Looks like Elige and Naf are doing enough here to fend off the NiP boys, as Get Right not going to get given much, and Draken already pressured back. This is the round for Liquid to consolidate things and just kind of bring it all back together and get 1 step closer now to bringing that scoreline back to that real comfort zone where they know they can push that scoreline further.
That was intense, though. Dennis almost provides the opportunity, and you could see Team Liquid, and they lose him, man, they're a little bit afraid to peek back into that Deagle, so no one's actually watching for Dennis to start pushing up this sidewalk. That was beautiful. Steel's trying to gain control of water behind the bomb site. Dennis sends him, and here it's Elige who has to eventually dispatch him. So 7-10.
You know what can happen with those Deagles, especially at these sort of stages.
Yes.
You only need to ask Dupree, for example, on that bomb site. He's done something.
Oh, that was a Katowice last year, wasn't it?
Sometimes my memory works. Very rarely. 7-10 though, this round, of course, NiP looking at the money. They have to respect this and kind of back off from it because they want that full purchase in the future. NAF going to respond in kind by getting on the SMG and trying to go farming, build up those funds. There is still that Deagle on Draken, and there is one on Get Right, and a flash on Dennis, and that's about all you got. So we'll see if they can find the placing, and they can. Elige head rolls down as Twist. You fancy your odds? Let's see if you're better equipped for it. It does seem as though Twist can control the threat for now, but look who's ready to get right back into this one. Steel, if he turns away at the wrong time, he could allow this to come through. Rez and Forest around the other side. Get Right and Dennis gonna head on pot. Steel.
Oh no, they spotted him out. They're gonna go for this Actually, Twist is now watching it from the other side as well, and just thankfully he spins in time to get that indication. Rez is still alive here though, but there was so much damage. There was presence inside the A-bomb site. There was big flank coming in from NiP, and Liquid are just barely able to discover it in time. Rez is still here, no kit. They haven't realized his positioning at the moment. There goes Twist. This is becoming costly now. This has been a very good round for NiP.
Yeah, these are some rifles lost, and they can only recover so many. Spun out another. Of course, Rez with no armor can't take those extended fights. Steel wins it, and Liquid again take a step in the right direction for the North American side.
Well, here we go. First gun round of the second half. NiP still leading 10-8. A couple close calls in those previous 2 rounds for Team Liquid, but they're on the verge of almost equalizing at 10, which is obviously where they want to be. Nitro's going to have an AK-47, so no op on this T side. Question is, how aggressive does Draken want to be? You can sometimes see oppers really exert some dominance on this map, and he's going to get aggressive early on. Turn for a flashbang, now going to peer around. He's just covering Dennis, who's all the way at Fountain. Nitro, I don't think he's going to be ready for it. He's not whatsoever. Loses his focus, and he gets dropped for it.
Looking at Liquid, they don't have much ground gained apart from this underpass presence. They've lost out on pushing up towards the A side of things. They don't really have the play coming towards B just yet. Now, I know if you don't know all of this, but still going to have to try and work his way back in here. It looks like that might be the goal for now, but they can fall off this. They can easily turn around. They're going to leave Twist as your kind of lynch point. You can see them start building through by playground. Dennis is still pushed up though, and I don't think they're going to expect it, but he's going to get the timing right, and that's the bomb. Oh, I almost felt that could have been the follow-up, but no, Elige trades it back well. We're down to 4v3, still very possible, but they do need to keep that pace in mind here.
It's worth it. Team Liquid realized you have to go clear out Dennis. You have to force him back, because Forrest was stacking over at the B bomb site, so they had 3 players there with Dennis's advanced position. Now with him taken out, it at least splits the defense up. And this fake from Elige, or this smoke towards long, can deny even more information. So this is really, that kill on Dennis provides them basically the only chance to get back into this round. Steel and Twist heading over towards the B bomb site. Draken in front of the smoke takes a shot. The return spam. Getright's being pulled off. There's the peek from Rez. He goes down. Getright needs to get back into that B bomb site, and he's going to be locked out for just a moment. Flashbang over. He swings out wide. He's in the open. Now he's got the angle. He needs to win this fight, and he does. Actually, Forrest comes in to bail him out, baiting out the peek and Steel. That was the fight he wanted, but he couldn't win it, and Elige just has to give up.
They almost fell for it, hook, line, and sinker though, NiP. They were on the way. Getright was out the door, and thankfully for them, they didn't go too far away. Because of course, Rez, when looking for information, he found a little too much.
Great opportunity for Team Liquid. They're 8-11 now though, and the tough part is with the second and third round being so costly for them. This buy might be hindered if they even decide to invest in it. They did save the 1 AK-47, and it seems like we're gonna get a timeout here for Team Liquid as they discuss. You can see their money. It's kind of right on the edge of what feels viable.
They're not in a massive hurry, but obviously you don't want to allow NiP back in this game. It has felt like Liquid started off the half really well. They were applying a lot of pressure, keeping the rounds pretty much really well controlled, and they're building up. But I mean, it's always that kind of 4th round swing where things can really change hands.
They are not going to fully buy into this, Team Liquid. It's a couple Deagles. CZ on Steel. Nitro is going to keep the Glock. So you imagine he wants to have that AWP out. Perhaps that's the answer they're looking forward into the next round. Elige still has the saved AK-47, but not investing in any utility. So you really have to put some faith in Elige that he can be the hero in this round.
I think the crowd's starting to believe. Twist. Finding ways forward. Not only against the 5-man on the server, but a whole lot of people in the crowd wanting this NiP side to do well. But Elige, he's the man against him. He'll be the villain in this story. He doesn't care. He wants blood. Gives away his position for now, tries to bait it in. See all the pistols there.
You can see Elige spamming though, and then checking the flank. They really want that AK-47 to find the first action. It's not coming so far, and Liquid has actually used all of their utility, so now it's just gonna have to be Elige finding a fight. Dennis is pushed up, Forrest is back in the bomb site, Draken in between Long and the main choke point. Could peek into either one, whichever is needed.
This does get a little tricky, doesn't it? 45 seconds. They're going looking for info here. Dennis might have just kind of fed himself to the wolves. Yeah, he gets pounced on, and look at this damage done. Not only that, but Nitro and Elige both getting kills. So they've really unraveled some of this A site, and NaF is the one to keep eyes towards here, because he's not fancying all of this. He's actually already heading off. They're getting down towards B as fast as they can go, as fast as their legs can carry them, but Rez is reading it well. He's on the way, and it's the race to the B bomb site for now. Rez gonna watch it as NaF will try and run the gauntlet. He gets stopped. Rez can't find a follow-up though, but it's Get Right from up above. Last time Forrest made it happen, but this time he needs to do it himself as Nitro left in the 1v2. Deagle to hand, bomb is planted. But he needs more than just time here. He's gonna spot out Get Right dropping, and he can't control it, he can't handle it. Great damage done, good bomb plant. They got a lot achieved out of it, but at the end of the day, a round on the board for NiP.
Almost making that so dangerous though. Rez gets back just in time to get that one kill, and even Twist following up with the AK-47. It fell too far from the grasp of Nitro in that 1-on-2. Could have played that way, way differently if he was able to reach it. Regardless, 12-8, Team Liquid need to start putting some more rounds on the board right now. They have a full buy, everything they could want. 5 AK-47s, full kits of utility on everyone. The op still going strong in Draken's hands. Rifles surrounding that, and NiP has looked solid on this defense so far. Once they get the guns, they've won 2 in a row. More aggression towards Fountain, but this time no one commits nearly as far. And there's a boost up, Get Right! Not even aware, Seal coming around that smoke. Get Right believed the Molotov was gonna save him. Doesn't happen here, so good opening pick from Team Liquid.
First time we're seeing that completely for free as well.
Yep.
It's actually been pretty rare throughout this game on both sides. Hard to get those clean sort of entries, but perfect work from Steel considering what he was given there. Again, Steel have some utility to play with too. There's certainly so many available options coming in for Liquid this round, depending on how they want to take it. But look how NiP have responded as well. They are believing in somewhat of this B presence. Now, Dennis gonna spray in, hoping he can catch someone. But not able to find much just yet.
Feels like Dennis is just being very mobile between the bomb sites, trying to catch a timing where it would be a good decision for him to be there. Draken still hasn't felt any pressure or spotted anything over towards A. He's actually on top of sight barrels. Now he's gonna see the smoke out towards Long. That should pull Dennis back. He just has to respect the idea.
They're down to 40 seconds now. Liquid will have to kind of make that real all-in play soon enough, and it does seem as though it's coming right back around. So NiP don't have much of an idea. Now they might do, because this could be a huge start to the engine, or will they just hit the brakes for a second? They are waiting for everyone to get there. It's only really Forrest now. Dennis has come over, but look at NaF straight away getting into this one. He could really start this off well, and he does. Forrest goes down. Do they expect Dennis here so quickly? No, they don't. It's a surprise. It's not a nice one either. With 10 seconds left, the bomb is not planted. It's NaF, it's Twist. They're trying to get on the side, but it's all going NiP's way. But oh, Draken, he can't escape, but it's Liquid shutting the book down on them.
They closed the net just in the right moment. You could see Draken frustrated. They thought they did just enough. It was a desperate situation for NiP. All the advantages towards Team Liquid, and they were almost able to stop that plant from going down. Great play from Dennis, staying alive, taking out the bomb planter. But just barely, Liquid's able to close the book there. That's a cool stat. Yeah, won every round where Steel's gotten the opening kill. He got it there to push. Oh, I mean, that was on to Get Right, and then the follow-up push on towards Sandbagged. He's able to find the opening back to the B bomb site. On NiP, they're out of money. Forced back towards Pistol, so Team Liquid a great chance. Down 3 rounds. A great chance to close that gap, and NaF is going to get some attention. That's a USP jumping at him, and they're going to come from 2 different angles. Twist is going to come back to help him, but will it be in time? There's Draken to fall. Still 3 more coming right at him. They're trying to give it away, and there's some great tapping from Twist. Really nice job, but some even better tapping from Forrest.
How is he doing this? He's making it costly at least, but this by all means is a Liquid round. This is, you know, getting to double digits, getting right back into this.
The hard part for Liquid is look at the money they have. You can't chase this AK down. Force is going to be able to bring that into the next round, so that's a really dangerous weapon you've put in the hands of a very dangerous player.
Well, not bad considering that round was looking kind of destitute at that point. Elige is looking pretty actively for this, and that could be a problem. No, Elige really well done in the end. dangerous, as you said, to go looking
Yes.
for that, because the money's on that very much a, a knife's edge, but getting that away is brilliant. Means a lot for Liquid as well. So let's see if they can keep building through now. They've had that chance, they've opened up the window of opportunity, now they need to start kind of, I guess, going through it, right? It's on the other side of things, the shoe's on the other foot. NiP are put in that poor money position for a couple more rounds here.
No, but this is good. They had enough rounds. You obviously don't like giving this many up, not necessarily for free, but you want to be able to fight as many with the rifle. So it's hard to sometimes sit these rounds out with only a 3-round lead, but you do like this out of NiP. As the losing bonus grows, they're going to have such a strong buy in this next gun round that they have. So a great chance to just kind of deny Team Liquid any sort of momentum, stringing too many rounds in a row. This is a change-up. Steel and NAF contact play over towards the B bomb site. Smoke's going to go out into the site. NiP want to use these to get a little crazy. But Alicia's going to end Get Right first, and he's not going to be able to follow up, but the trades are coming in, and Nitro's still watching the flank. Liquid should be able to sustain pretty well in this round without taking many more losses.
Yeah, firepower coming through, Twist. Gonna get the bomb down, and the others go on the kind of defending duty here. You don't want to give anything away, you don't want to get those guns lost. Still no money, isn't completely flush for Liquid, but this is a really nice step towards them getting that comfortable bank behind them. They can start buying wherever they want. And especially means they're 1 round away from being all back even in this. They'll be at 12 to 11. Suddenly it's not such a one-sided show, considering how drastic the scoreline was on the half to a degree. I mean, it was still a very close game within the rounds, but at the moment, no one really giving much up to allow NiP to get these guns away or make it much more costly than it was.
Well, it's going to come in now. NiP is going to have the ult back on Draken. They're going to have all the M4s, all the utility. Big deciding clash coming here. 11 to 12, Team Liquid closing the gap. And another timeout is going to come. Both teams understanding how important this is exactly. T-Side's reigning supreme so far in Overpass.
It's very true. And it does always, bring the question up of how much depth do NiP have? How much depth do Team Liquid have? These guys are still, building these rosters together. Of course, Liquid having a little more time at the start of the week. If you missed the group stages, of course, NiP's coach basically saying, we've been together for 1 week as this real collective with me in the mix and everything else. So you don't know how much they've got to go to, especially with a new in-game leader. That's a lot of changes. And Liquid on the other side have started to look way more solid. They've claimed some big victories, some big team names added to the list, but they want to consolidate that in a big stage.
Well, here's a big adjustment from NiP. Double op setup. Rez is going to have one next to Draken. The young players from NiP picking those up. One's going to head towards the B bomb site. Draken obviously heading towards Fountain. This time, Forrest and Dennis, they want to clash in danger. Twist is the only one here. Not committing all the way down. This is going to be another contact play from from Team Liquid, excuse me. All 5 players towards this B bomb site, but it means Forrest and Dennis can have a quick flank through the stairwell.
Absolutely, they're so close to the jump point. If Rez and Get Right at least just hold them back for a couple of seconds, that rotate is going to be very fast, but Rez is burning alive, and Nitro going to set fire to him and follows up with a kill towards Dennis. This is great work coming in from Liquid here, but now this is what we're going to talk about, is Get Right and Forrest. Can they maybe do something to slow this down? Forrest does make it there. NAF denied on the plot. Now Get Right can play off the back of it. He wants to have a go, and he gets the one done. Twist now down, it's just on Nitro, and Forrest clawing it back from the brink between him and Get Right, the classic duo. Keep things building now, keep things back on track, but Liquid, of course, still have money in the bank.
It took Liquid just too long to get that first kill onto Rez at the barrels, and the big thing is that flank coming in from the door. Even though they got the first pick on it, Forrest is in such a good position. He stops the plant, obviously, but the big thing is he's in position to pounce when his teammates are throwing flashbangs. When Get Right gets that kill, they're so close to being able to make those plays. Stunning job from NiP, puts him up 13 to 11. Another timeout here. This would be the last buy of Team Liquid before they're out of money and before maybe even NiP gets too far away for them to come back.
See the coach on the other side, of course, for Liquid. A couple of words being said, mindsets being set. And as the timeout comes to an end, we are looking like this is the big shot for Liquid. If they get the money taken away from NiP, if they set them back, this would be brilliant. But standing against them is NiP, and they start to build up here. They start to look okay again. The double ops, they weren't the defining factor. It was that quick rotation. Maybe we'll finally see them in effect here.
Very similar setup coming out from NiP. Forrest and Dennis gonna get into the stairs. It's gonna be slower paced from Team Liquid as well. Twist will be here to contend with this aggression, depending on how much it goes. And Elige, NAF, and Nitro are watching for presence towards Fountain from NiP. So at an early stalemate into this round as both teams playing it pretty conservative.
Liquid starting to extend away from a very conservative start, but they have used a lot of time on this, but that's no bother. At the moment, they're actually managing to get away from the vast majority of NiP. Twist will be the one to probably get a bit of contact here between Forrest and Dennis, and he actually wins out against Forrest. Massive impact, but the second not going to follow. But a 1-for-1 trade ain't bad at this point, as Elige starts his battle now. A lot of kind of individual fights coming through, as we did see Dennis getting picked up. Draken falls, it's Liquid taking the reins of this round. And back they go towards B. Rez, what an amount of pressure on him now. One man crosses, Steel is on the site. He can pressure this. Nitro is the big head to claim though. He's the man on the wanted poster, and Rez might be getting that reward. 30 seconds left now, Molotov goes in, Flash goes high, and support should be en route. Get right now adjusting round as Rez is trying to hold the line here. Smoke will go up, and he's locked off here.
Go for that boost, but we've seen that get punished so much, especially with that smoke in the choke point. Imagine someone would be watching for this, and yeah, they call off the boost at the very least. Get right, gonna rotate around towards above with the AK-47. This is gonna be so difficult. Just now the smoke clearing for Rez. Just now Get Right having vision as well. They're gonna throw one out of their own. That's gonna isolate Elige, but NiP just ends Get Right. Takes him out of the fight, takes NiP out of the round. It's a 12 for Team Liquid.
Sick stuff from Liquid, and the money situation for NiP is gonna be pretty rough going forward. See what they can maybe build back through themselves, but I mean, keeping hold of this orb is a huge part of it, but you can see that Liquid are happy to try and take it away, and there it is. The comeback, the build back in from NiP looked short-lived, and they do just about keep the orb, but money outside of that is pretty rough for a good couple of players.
It's dire, isn't it? Draken could buy, and that'd be it. It'd have to be pistols around that. This juncture in the game, I'm not sure you want to risk almost everything on a force-up in this round. And actually, they're gonna do it. They heard us and they just said, no, we'll do it anyways. UMP on Get Right, Deagle on Forrest, Scout on Dennis, and an M4 on Draken. Such low utility. This is a big risk for NiP in this round. Rez with the op over towards B. He's gonna peer deep in through Monster Tunnel. Here's the first engagement. Draken out in the open, that's the M4. He needs a second nap, peek into it. It almost goes the way of NiP, but Dennis is here with the Scout. He can clean things up if they swing on him. But an early 4-on-4.
Get Right and Rez are getting really close to Monster, actually looking for these fights, but Steel takes down two. NiP left in absolute tatters here. It looks like Liquid might be really starting to run away with this game, especially on this side. This would be a bit of a nail in the coffin, at least for the money situation for NiP. That's going to be the big storyline for them going forward. The last two players didn't invest into too much, but Dennis recovers the M4. That's pretty big for him. But I mean, NAF, he already wants to take that away. He wants to give them nothing in these rounds.
I mean, NiP just bet everything they had on this round. Ooh, NAF gives up his position. He's gonna be circled on by two players. Forrest doesn't even need Dennis to help out at all, so that's gonna be a second gun given over. So at least they found some things to fight with, but Liquid, you could see on the minimap all those dots, those orange dots. Steel going for the hunt. He had the two huge kills. He wants to keep them from coming in towards T-spawn. Nitro and Twist are slowly trying to find these last two players. I don't think they're gonna be able to. They're not too committed to the idea. NiP with a big gamble that round, and they're gonna lose, but they do come away with a small prize of two AK-47s that they can try and use in this round. I think there's gonna be a lot of discussion about this buy at some point in the context of the overall game at 12-13.
There was a timeout being considered here. I don't know if it was going to come through. It is. It does get called in, and that's NiP. Discussing what to do at this point, because if you look at this T side really overall, it has been very much Team Liquid leading the way. Money-wise, it's certainly gone their favor now, and they're starting to really look quite dominant here.
They've had some very, very good rounds. They've managed to temper some of the aggression from NiP. They've had some very good executes. They've had good mid-round adjustments. I think the timeout from NiP is coming up with a game plan of what to do around these two AK-47s. Do they want to force up again because you have two rifles at 13-13? Or do they want to see what that can gain for them, which I think is the better option, is just see what the two AKs can get, but you need to have one more solid buy as a team. And they have the losing bonus built up. 2 rounds, this would be a third that would help them out moving forward. So yeah, no spending this time.
And back in we go. Quarterfinals, of course, between these two, fighting their way forward, but it's looked like an NiP map until this point, really. They'd been leading the way for quite some time, and against them is this man, especially a big performance from him. Looking to get things started, he actually gets kind of sent packing there. 58 HP, but instantly NiP responds in kind. That's 3 for him. Dennis gets 2 out of nowhere, but by now it's just down to Drake, and all the threats been dealt with. The bomb plant should be coming in. This one has been kept well and truly in check, but for NiP it's going forward. What can they make happen at this point? Because Liquid are starting to really put on a bit of a class here.
That's a monster round from NiP with 4 kills, and he wants to go for the ace. This is going to be dicey. He's aware, he's clearing everything, and there's Drake and end him. Wants that AK-47, he's going to pick it up, and actually, he could push forward and try and go for this. Yeah, so Liquid's not out of it just yet. There's a small chance here for Draken. Wants to use that Molotov, spraying through. He does find Nitro. Twist now, the only one left, 100 HP. He's going to come through this, though, and he's going to end him. Almost miraculous from Draken. 14-13, though. And NiP has their last real solid buy. It's going to be 4 M4s, and AWP is going to be on Drake, and those are great shots from NiP, aren't they?
What a player.
At least just kept their attention over towards Sandbags and just bought him that small window to come out monster.
Between NiP, Twist, Elige, all these players are starting to really perform for Liquid. Individually, as a collective, it's all coming together. And for now, NiP really struggling for an answer on the CT side. They've kind of been a little stuck here, but we saw those timeouts coming in for these sort of moments, but look how sparse that utility is. Draken up on the glass cannon, though. Could be with the 1 to start this off well, and he does. Quick hit towards Elige. Twist taking damage as well. Bit of an exchange between him and Get Right as the nade goes a little too deep.
That all ringing true for Draken. Good positioning from it as well, considering he has no armor. Very little chance he'll be getting into a firefight. And all Team Liquid really has left is this B bomb site. They don't want to go up against that op. And you're right, it is the utility. That's what this is going to come down to. There's no Molotovs for this. There's no smokes for NiP to block these choke points off. It's going to have to all be counter flashes. And Team Liquid, no one's going to go up towards Sandbags. All 4 players going to be coming through Monster. Rez is the first one up. They almost give away that angle. There's the second one. Great reaction from Nitro. Seal leading the way, finds it just as he gets blind. But Get Right has got to spray down many, and he does. There's 3 for the legend. NiP, the only one left, and he can't bring it into a one-on-one. He's got to get the bomb still, and he's looking for a heads-up fight.
Not sure if Dennis wants to give him that anymore. He's already been taken low. That could have hurt Dennis. How are you alive? It is this 1v2. NiP has been exceptional. Get Right this round was the individual who stopped this being almost a clean run for Liquid. But what can NiP do about this? They've heard the step, it's the go signal. Now NiP gonna try and get the plant with 10 seconds on the board. It is ticking down fine, and they are here quick. Dennis sprays in, but it's NiP with 1. 5 HP remains, and Draken, oh, NiP! What a way to do it! Team Liquid really heating up here. That's going to get them to 15 rounds. And even with Get Right bailing them out like he did, it doesn't matter. It's another on the board.
This was beautiful from Get Right. A great hold. They desperately needed that to have a chance. But NiP, again, he stepped up so many times for Team Liquid, and he's done it all. He can entry, he can lurk, he can clutch, and right there, Dennis with low HP is trying to bait out his position, trying to just spam the corner. He knows NiP has got to be low. But a beautiful win, and NiP jumping up on those boxes. That's a tough angle for an Opera to hit, especially in the open when he has no chance of getting behind cover. 15-13. Another timeout being called by NiP. It's their 3rd, so they would have 1 more if they could force a last round to come out. It's going to be a very sparse buy. 2 SMGs, a FAMAS on Dennis. Draken might have to just go down to an SMG as well. Only the 1 M4, and again, low on utility. No kits on the board either.
Well, NiP, this is where you put up your fight. This is the round where you stop this, or it's where Liquid start to really build up that legacy that people have been questioning and, you know, playing down. Is this where you build into those next couple of maps? Of course, a best of 3 here. Nothing else would suit. Let's see what Liquid look to try and do. Already Nitro tendering for options.
Priority number one for Liquid here is to make sure there's no funny business going on. They don't get caught off guard by any aggression. That's why you can see them playing this so passively, very far back. And then also you more than likely want to play the trade game. You know you're going to have better weaponry than them, better utility than them, so just make sure you're sticking together. This is very fast-paced out towards long. Dennis is here. He's over in the bathroom. Elige going to clear things with the AK. Can't win that fight. It's an AWP to trade, so that's really nice from Draken. 2 kills with the SMG. They got a lot of returns out of that.
Yeah, really, really big impact, but again, there's still a decent amount of time to play with. It's certainly still available for Liquid. They're not completely out of options at all. Still have Molotovs, smokes, nades, but they have limited information on the other side of the map as well. But with Steel still alive, and especially NiP, these two heavy hitters in their own rights. We saw those stats coming up for Steel earlier. When he's able to create opportunities, it tends to go their way, and NiP, of course, closing down before too.
The problem is Dennis out towards long. This is so very Fnatic of him, a former Fnatic player himself, of just re-aggressing towards the initial point of contact, and he's found so much information. He's found that they've fallen back, which means NiP can stack up at that B bomb site with 3 players. And now he's also playing an angle back into the A bomb site where he can get 1 pick, but more importantly, he can survive to give NiP any advantage possible at a post plant here. He's gonna give it up and wait for the rotation to come in.
7 seconds. Bomb to be planted, and the after plant positions will be limited from Liquid because, as we said, Dennis's position will stand. Now, actually, they've all backed towards toilets for now. This could play well for the NiP side, but again, they're not working with great weaponry. They still have SMGs up on the board. And even further that, no kits. So time is of the essence, and here we go. It's retake time for NiP, and it's time to put your foot down if you are Liquid, but a 1-for-1 trade will not cut it for now. Twist has to be ready, and he is. That's Get Right gone. It's the 2v2. Twist goes again. It's another. Forest down. It's just down to Dennis. 1v2. Time is ticking, and he knows he's running out of it. He's trying to play it out, but not gonna happen. It's Liquid with map 1. Brilliant performance coming back in after NiP had the lead. They had the advantage, but Team Liquid do not know when they're dead.
So many good decisions in that T side for Team Liquid. They did a phenomenal job getting themselves out at some tough spots. That last round, great from Twist. It was the young stars, NiP, Twist, 29 and 28 kills respectively. They were so impressive in big clutches down the stretch.
Overall, this bodes very well for Team Liquid. We'll have to see if that continues forward, of course, in the next couple of maps. But this sets them up in the right direction. They've got to be feeling good about this one. But before we get too far ahead, let's take a short break and we'll hear what the desk thought about that matchup.
Intel Extreme Masters.